morning, viewers. Welcome to Global Entertainment News Breakfast Show, your daily dose of news and updates. I am your host, Bisola, and joining me in the studio today is
Bella.
so we are taking our today's top story from Punch and Vanguard newspaper. Today's story from Punch. Customs crack down on smugglers in Adamawa, Taraba net 195.7 million naira. The Customs Comptroller Adamawa and Taraba State Command, Garba Bashir, has declared war against smuggling activities in the command. To this end, the Bashir-led administration in the command has generated 195.7 million naira as duty paid value on seized petrol products within 4 months. Addressing journalists recently in Yola, Comptroller Bashir noted that the illegal exportation of petroleum products has caused untold hardship on the citizens and the nation at large. This is a critical period of our nation life, and all hands must be on deck to support the government because we cannot afford to get it wrong at this point in time of our nation history, he said.
I'm still wondering about this smuggling of a thing that they are still talking about on petrol or whatever. That I feels like this smuggling of a thing that they don't just have to cut those that they found. Like they have to get a proper investigation about those people who are behind those people smuggling in petrol
Yeah.
or like I don't really understand, but I feel those people, the main people that are behind this, they are being protected
Yeah.
because they keep on talking about how much they have been the net worth of the smuggling, the ones they caught. I don't understand, but who are those people? Even those that were being arrested, you don't even know their name. They didn't show the face or
Mhm.
anything. They just talk about that someone is being arrested for smuggling, and then there's no any evidence of
That's where
showing.
it ends. There is no investigation being carried out.
That is
They
it.
did not send them to court to go and face the law or anything. It's just that we heard that these people has been arrested, they have been detained. That's all. And that's the end of it. They cover it up again.
I feels like something really needs to come out of that. Like we need to really know who are behind this
Mm-hmm.
because smuggling this time. Let me not even say this time around. From the one of smuggling, it does not come from people that does not have any money. If
Yeah.
you are doing it, it's
It
either you
requires
are
money.
yes, it's either you are in the politics or you are one powerful person that is in the country that it deals with a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Let's be praying for Nigeria. All right, let's move on. Four arrested as JAMB uncovers 585 fake A-level certificates. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board said it uncovered 585 fake A-level certificates in 2025 alone, with four suspected already arrested by the police. The registrar of the board, Professor Isaac Oloyede, made this known during a closed-door meeting with the staff of the board. A transcript of the meeting was published in the JAMB Weekly Bulletin obtained by the Punch on Monday. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board has uncovered about 585 fake A-level certificates in 2025 alone. This startling revelation was made by the registrar, Professor Issa Oloyede, during a virtual meeting with staff of the board held on 2nd April 2025 in the preparation for the 2025 mock UTME and UTME.
500
585 fake
a
certificates.
fake
Like,
certificate. Well, I'm not going to be surprised because even in the university, you're going to, if there is a
a lot
whole
of
lot
fake
of digging,
results.
you are going to find a whole lot of
Mm-hmm.
digging in it because you come across some people that actually show you their credentials that they are that graduates, they serve the country, and then some things are even hard for them, like they can't put in words together, they can't, and then you are wondering how this person comes into saying that I'm a first class and all that. There was a tweet that I saw about I don't even know who was the person, but this person was referring to someone that's come online to actually drag someone for like the person help with arrangement of a exam that she's supposed to do, and then instead of giving her a good answer or a expo, then the answer that the person gave to, like, how did she even put it that the person has nerves to give her a fake answer? So you can imagine that nerves of coming out to the social media and
To
then
say
saying
that kind
that,
of thing.
say that kind of a thing. So it's not just like it's something that is now become a norms in Nigeria. We think that we wanted to buy our way into everything. I'm not going to be there, but still yet you wanted to have it like a handy. You want to outsource everything, and then that thing is really, to even get your own your certificate, you have to outsource it. You have to use money to sort it out. To get this, you have to use money to sort it, and I wonder how long that is going to take.
And talking about this certificate of a thing, it is should I say the middleman, those that does not have anything, that can't fight for themselves, are the ones suffering the most, because they exchange results. Imagine someone reading, burning candles to read overnight, doing a lot of things just to pass, and him coming out, seeing the result, be like, what is this? And he will still defend the result. They'll be like, no, it is not yours. That kind of
Exactly.
thing is very heartbreaking.
A whole lot of things is really happening in Nigerian education sector, and then I feels like, let me not say that the Minister of Education and all that should be the one to actually make sure that everything is done accordingly. Everything is being done accordingly, but a lot is, our education sector is not even well stable. We
Yeah.
are still far behind when every other countries, every other are actually doing the modern education. We are still in this writing and all that practicals, when there is not even physical practical. It's just on the board that you're going to see this, write your well, I don't even
As
know.
well.
I don't know.
All right, moving on. Africa lost 88.6 billion to corruption annually, says ECOWAS. The Economic Community of the West African States has identified corruption and financial crime as major obstacles to the region's economic and social development, calling for stronger institutional capacity to combat the growing threat. Speaking on Monday at the opening of a 5-day regional certification training on financial investigation for anti-corruption institutions in West Africa in Abuja, the ECOWAS Commissioner for Political Affairs, Adel Fattah Musa, said that despite democratic progress, corruption remains a significant threat to governance and development in many member states. Citing a research report, Musa, who was represented by the Commission head of the Democracy and Good Governance Division, Ebenezer Saiju, said Africa loses $88.6 billion annually to corruption and illicit financial crimes.
I feels like this figure that they're just talking about is just to make us feels like we the Africa.
It's not as if they are not working, it is we that we are
Yeah,
causing it.
exactly, because talking about Africa's losses about 88.6 billion to corruption annually says a lot of how we the Africans are not actually good for leadering our own people. Because for this fact to look at it, it's just going to be like, you when you are, okay, let me say, in social media, you're trying to make a meme about your president or the leaders, the politician in your country, and then you're going to find another African country that is going to be like, how this thing feels like it's happening, like this person is my own president. Like, you can imagine that corruption that is lingering between we the Africans that we can't even take accountability for.
The leaders, him that is talking, and I, we are the African.
I know.
Without us, there is no African. So let me say it is us, like including the leaders, we are corrupt.
Well, talking about that, we the leaders, the Africans as well are corrupted. I feels like our leaders have more
Yeah,
impact in this
yes,
because
yes.
they are too selfish and self-centered.
Should we talk about the security? Should we talk about like a lot of things that they just overlook, not doing
Exactly.
anything? If it is that they've done some things, they've let me take this step. Nigeria won't be like this. We won't be here.
Well, Nigerian and the Africans are, I feels like many of those African and then they are own way of leadering is just something that I don't understand, because they tend not to come together unless when it's involved borrowing
Mm-hmm.
or
Anything money. Yeah.
exactly. So
If it
that
involves
that
money, you
that
see them coming together.
exactly, you can actually talk about the fact of them being trying to fight insecurity in
Mm-hmm.
one African state or the other.
What is happiness? Okay, to the next one, let's move on. Katsina mobs kills two siblings over suspected livestock theft. A 35 years old man, Gaddafi Issa, said, and Badamasi Issa, age 30, had been beaten to death by a mob over the suspected theft of a livestock at Kashaya village in the Sandamu local government area of Katsina State. A counter-insurgency expert focused on the Lake Chad region, Zagazola Makama, made this known in a post on his X handle on Monday. According to him, intelligence sources revealed that the two victims have driven their father's vehicle to the outskirts of the village to learn to drive. He stated that in the process of the practice, a mob approached and accused them of stealing stocks like
This is one thing I'm still going to be talking about. Like jungle justice is really, really a very wicked act. Is inhuman, because yes, I feels like everybody that actually participates in that, none of you have the knowledge to actually make a deep investigation about this thing, how true it is, because you can actually kill two people because you suspected, not even that you saw them with that livestock, but you just suspected, and then when you make the awareness, every other person tends to join you without even, no one is like, they just move in the line of a zombie that smells a blood from afar, and then all they just
want
wanted
to
to
spray
do,
on
they
it.
want to move straight to that particular spot that the a blood they are perceiving. But this is supposed to be something that needed a police intervention. Okay, you said those people was suspected to steal a livestock. Can they be handed over to the police? A 35-year-old person that maybe this person is married with kids,
And a 30-year
family,
old brother.
and a 30-year-old brother, two siblings, you just taking away because you suspect. I feel human needs to do better, because if we keep on saying that we wanted to do jungle justice too, how
We end up killing ourselves.
what about the leaders that is actually deep into corruption?
The anger in we humans, we should take it to the leaders. Yes, now let's just take it to the leaders. You
Ah,
know,
God.
we doing this to ourselves. What's like, okay, now what is their gain after them being killed? It's not as if this particular theft is going to stop. A lot is still to come. A lot is still to come. So you killing one another, what use is it?
God.
What is it going to solve? Okay, let's move on. LG autonomy. Governors block council chairmen from opening CBN accounts. The Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy have assumed a new dimension, with some state governors explicitly warning their council chairmen against opening an account with the Central Bank of Nigeria for the direct payment of their allocation from the federation account. The latest development represents yet another significant hurdle, nearly 9 months after the Supreme Court granted full autonomy to the 774 local governments across the country, paving the way for direct payment of federal allocation. As part of the federal government commitment to the Supreme Court judgment, a panel was set up to ensure the implementation of LG autonomy in line with its recommendation. The panel directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to open accounts for the 774 LGs for direct payment of their allocation. Then why are they stopping them?
I
No,
feels
now
like
let's be.
I feels like this thing is really sketchy, because I don't know why the local government is blocking council chairman from like
Exactly. Since the
those people.
federal government said they should open this back, then why are you stopping them from doing so?
Like I really don't want it to feel like our how will I say it, our local government chairman are into Well,
dubious
most,
acts.
yeah, some of them are still being caught of embezzling money and all that, because they feel that if the CBN is going to open accounts for all those people that needed their money to be allocated, they are not going to benefit from it. So that is the reason
Mm-hmm,
why they feel
yeah.
like this account should not be open for them directly. Because if they are not being involved in any sketchy things, or being into uh, going loading people's money and salary, cutting from every part of it, and then ended up giving them nothing but a chicken change, there's nothing wrong in them.
Exactly. Transparency.
Well, I feel there's a whole lot we needed to scrape out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go on to today's top story from Vanguard. The first one. Naira depreciates 1,628 naira per dollar in official market. The naira yesterday depreciated to 1,629 naira per dollar in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. Data published by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) show that the indicative exchange rate for the naira rose to 1,629 per dollar from 1,600 naira per dollar last week Friday, indicating 29 naira depreciation for the naira. Likewise, the naira depreciated to 1,570 naira per dollar in the parallel market from 1,565 naira per dollar last weekend. Consequently, the margin between the parallel market and MFEM rate widened to 59 naira per dollar from 35 naira per dollar last weekend.
Well, the naira of a thing is like, I really don't understand we Nigeria. Like, I don't know how this thing it keeps on affecting us every time the naira depreciates or appreciates. Like, it's getting out of hand. The last time it was like 1,004 something, 400 455 naira, and then now in a sudden way, we don't even know how it just
We can wake up tomorrow and the dollar is now the
two
naira is now,
thousand naira,
sincerely speaking.
because it's really affecting us. It's affecting us every day by day. What I feels like there's someone here that's actually benefiting more on dollar than it seems. Because imagine somewhere in Lagos that you have to purchase a plot of land with dollar, not naira, and then we are not even white or whatever. How can someone be doing that? And then you feels like this thing should not keep on affecting the layman that cannot even
Afford a dollar.
you don't even have a dollar in your house, and then but it's affecting you.
So, okay, moving on. Lagos police burst baby factory, rescue 10 victims, arrest 3 operators. The Lagos State Police Command has confirmed the rescue of 11 victims and arrest of 3 individuals involved in operating a baby factory in the Ijegun area of the state. Speaking to Newsmen yesterday at the State Police Command, the command spokesperson Benjamin Hundeyin noted that the illegal operation was uncovered on April 5, 2025, following a tip-off.
Wow.
Police operatives swiftly mobilized detectives to the scene, where they arrested the operator of the facility, one Mariam Vincent, 35, with 2 accomplices, Oriel Ruth, 23, and Ujunwa Ifeanyi, 18. Explaining further, he said during the raid, officials were able to rescue several victims, including 3 children of 7, 5, and 2 years old. In total, 7 women and 3 children, all held against their wills, were rescued during the operation. The adult victims has been identified as Precious, 24, Magdalene, 25, Adaobi, 23, Princess, 22, Ifeanyi, 25, and Amaka, 26. The children rescued were Destiny, a 7-year-old boy, Miracle, a 5-year-old girl, and Success, a 2-year-old girl. That's so sad.
Well, we really don't know of how much this thing is really going on in Nigeria. Because if you're going to think about it, there's another organ harvesters in Nigeria, a baby factory harvesters in Nigeria, uh, kidnappers in Nigeria, ritualists in Nigeria, and insecurity in Nigeria
A
all
lot.
together, and then terrorists here and there, and no one is even at a safe anymore, because people that is being arrested now are kept unwillingly. They are being raped, being humiliate whatsoever, just for them to get pregnant and then sold it out to people. And then I feel like people that are actually having the mind to buy babies from this kind of a thing is like, how do you have the mind if you know that you can't bear a child and then you needed a child? There's a
A
legal way.
lot, there's even a lot of ways you can do.
There's a
Surrogacy
legal
is
way
there,
that you can do it.
IVF is there, a lot is there. Why going to a baby factory to get a baby? Because of what? Imagine what mouth will you even be able to tell the child when the child grow up and found out that, okay, oh, you are not my biological mother, you're not my biological father, you got me for a baby factory. Like, how will you face the child? So many humiliations. Do you know the trauma these people will have gone through? Sleepless nights.
Well, there's still a whole lot that needed to be done.
Yeah.
We need a better leader that is going to evacuate all these things away.
Okay, let's move on. Armed thug invaded Lagos Labour Party secretariat, cut away valuables, millions in cash. Suspected armed thugs allegedly stormed the Labour Party secretariat in Ikeja, GRA, Lagos, on Monday, looting valuables and carting away millions of naira in cash. According to a staff member at the secretariat, the armed group, estimated to be around 300 in numbers, invading the premises around 10 a.m., vandalizing offices and making away with sensitive documents, cash and other valuables.
300.
Police officer reportedly arrived at the scene shortly after the incident but were unable to make any arrests as usual, as the attackers had already fled. The motive behind the attacks remains unclear as of press time. However, police authorities have confirmed that an investigation is underway with a commitment to identifying and bringing the perpetrators to justice. 300 people coming, God no,
How did
like
they put all that
three
together?
hundred
300.
You're not even talking like, did they expect us to just believe it? They're not.
How counted those numbers? Because at that moment you are going to be scared, and then 300 people. How many cars are they going to use?
Even though when they have come itself, people will have noticed that one or two things is happening on the road, and they will have informed, except if they, no, no, this is
That
how that's how
I'm
they
not,
said a snake eats up millions of naira from the bank.
no, this one is not even about the snake. Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head up around the fact that 300 thug armed
Came in.
came into Labour Party secretariat to cater away valuables and millions in cash. How is that even
Possible,
possible?
like,
How big is that premises that 300 people armed, thug arm is going to
how
be
were
in?
they even ascertain that this is a particular
How
numbers?
is it counted?
And they said before the arrivals of the police, those people has fled. Like,
Wow.
okay, guys, thank you for joining us today on the Breakfast Show. I've been your host, Busola. I hope you enjoyed today's program. Be sure to share, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.